Dunblazier, and I'm a spiritual empath, shaman, and author. And I'm here today to talk to you about making change effortless. Every week, I always find that there is a spiritual theme happening. And in that spiritual theme, uh, the same ideas come up over and over and over again. And every time that happens, I know it's because that vibration is, reverberating out into the world, and everyone is having that particular relationship. Sorry about this. I'm on a slippery surface. I'm on a slippery surface, and there's a slide. So please forgive me. There we go. Anyway, so every time there is a lot of commonality or a topic comes up over and over again, I know that it's not just me that's experiencing it. It's something that is a common denominator for everybody going on. And of course, the pandemic has really required a whole other level of change going on in our lives. And it's not change that we necessarily get to consciously choose, but it is change that we am I broadcasting here? Is anybody out there? Does anybody see this? Because there's something that's telling me it's not working well. There we go. Maybe this is gonna fix it, I hope. Well, if you're out there and you can see this, it says that nobody's listening. I'm gonna stop and restart. How about that? Okay. Well, I hope that this has changed things. Anyway, change. The pandemic has required a whole other level of change that everyone has had to contend with. And it hasn't necessarily been by our conscious choice. It is a collective choice for everyone here on the planet at this time to come in and deal with this mass transition that we are all experiencing simultaneously. There is not one other person on the planet that is not having this in some way, shape, or form in their life. Right? We're all dealing with a pandemic, and regardless of how much you have or how much you don't have or what you know or what you don't know, there's a transition on some level for everyone. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, because the only thing that can make that easier or more effortless, frankly, is if you accept that that is what's happening and that you embrace the process of the transition that's happening. So I want to read a little bit from the second book of the Demon Slayer's Handbook series called Heal Your Soul History, Activate the True Power of Your Shadow. And it's the second book of the series. And I'm going to read this little bit on the spiritual process of conflict. Conflict is the phase of spiritual process where we start to engage the possibility of change. In preparation for conflict, we adopt new philosophies that will support the transition and begin to release old belief systems, people, circumstances, or elements that no longer support the transformation. Fight the good fight. That phrase has always confused me because is there really a good fight? Is there a good fight? So when you talk about transitioning into preparing for this transition, sometimes like a lot of people have lost their businesses, flat out lost their job, lost their business, lost their connection to income. And if you're not going to remain victimized in the position, then you're going to have to change your mind about what that means to you, for you, and about you. You're going to have to transition your thinking into, okay, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. There is a better job, a better experience, something more for me. This transition has led me to this time and space in my life where I can reanalyze, reevaluate where I'm at, what I want, what I'm doing, who I'm with, right? All of our relationships have to be transitioned in some way, shape, or form. So if you are willing to go down that rabbit hole, and it is in fact a rabbit hole, it is a rabbit hole. You have got to begin to recognize what you have resistance to changing. What is the thinking? If you think that this pandemic happened to you, that you lost your job and it has left you in a victimized position, then you have to what you were looking to transition in your thinking is, well, this happened for me, and what does it mean for me? If this is not happening to me, then clearly there's something else that's going to become manifest that I can move forward in. And is that a new job? Is it a new career? Is it a new way of thinking? Is it a new company? Is it being an entrepreneur? What is it? If you can accept that everything is happening as it is for you and not to you, then then spirit will give you what's next. Now what? Right? You're creating a gap for spirit to fill that in love, in joy, in prosperity. If you see this as every change that's happening to you, and I'm not talking about not grieving your loss. Every change that happens, every loss you experience, you have to grieve it. Grieving is a part of the transition. It is a part of clearing the old belief systems to open up to the new belief systems and ideas that are going to bring you this new path in life, this new opportunity. Sometimes we have to cry our way, literally cry our way into opening up and actually being able to see these new opportunities that maybe previously we would not have seen. We would have ignored them. We would not have had interest in them. They wouldn't have been right for us, or we wouldn't have even seen them. So the process, the grief process, actually helps you on a mind, body, and spirit level to transition into being open to whatever is next for you. So that's really what I wanted. That is my message for the day, is your willingness to open up and let transition happen, making the change effortless, embracing the grief as it comes, embracing that there are new ideas and opportunities to come for you, and embracing that regardless of whether or not you feel ready, you are ready. So make change effortless for yourself by embracing what is happening so that eventually it can manifest what you want to happen. So thank you for tuning in with me today. It's always great to see you, and have a magnificent weekend.